Hello there. Hope everybody's doing great on this Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining in. Another episode with Sports Talk with a Deal Maker and Gamecock Chuck. Today we're going to cover it's going to be a little different. Obviously we don't have football anymore. We can talk about recruiting, transfer portal, who we've heard is coming back, talk about schedule, which we touched on that Friday night. This is kind of going to be an open show. We're going to let anyone that wants to get in and give their opinion on the hires that South Carolina made, Kendall Briles, Shane Beamer, our starting quarterback, Lanorris Sellers, as the title says. We're going to give our opinion on that. Chuck and I's opinion are probably a little bit different. We hadn't discussed it in detail. It might be a little bit different. But before we go any further, let's welcome in my co-host, good friend, Gamecock Chuck. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? I'm all right. It's a windy and cold day here in North Carolina. The wind's really gusting, and it's just miserable out there. So trying to stay warm.
Yeah, before we get into anything out of curiosity, and I didn't ask you this before we went live, but have they delayed y'all school in the morning?
No, Lord, no. This is the last week of school for them.
Okay. So, well, we've already got notification that they might delay our school by a couple of hours because it rained probably about a quarter of an inch here this morning. And then the wind picked up. It was probably a good, comfortable 60 degrees, and now the wind's picked up, and it's probably around about 50.
Okay.
And they're suspecting it's going to be in the 20s tonight. So with the rain being on the road, I think they're going to delay the school bus.
No, it's dry. It's dry here. It ain't raining in a couple of days, so yeah.
Gotcha.
It's going to be cold though, in the teens, I believe. The wife said so. Yeah, it's going to be cold, but no, they got school. This is their last week. They got exams this week. Aiden's got to take all of his exams except one.
Wow.
So, which is good because that was the one we feared coming into the year. Algebra. He's got an A in algebra, so.
Good deal.
So
good deal.
The rest of them, I think he'd be okay.
Well, if I mute the channel, I'm going to go in and apologize before we get started. If I mute the channel, I've been sick, and I still got a bad cough. I'm getting over it. I'm not completely over it, but I'm getting over it. I don't think I've ever been sick like 4 days in a row like this. I don't know what it is. I might have the old COVID. I don't know what I got.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you feeling, but
yeah. But anyway, give us your opinion about one Lanorris Sellers. I know most people that watch this show or joined your show probably watched your videos. But what's your opinion on that?
Well, it depends. It depends on which Lanorris we get.
Okay.
Do we get the 24 Lanorris where he is doing everything, getting out of the pocket, making things happen, being explosive, or is it the one we get, or the one we had last year, or this past season, where he is sitting back there getting murdered in the pocket, trying to be a pocket-style quarterback? I'm leaning towards getting the 1 and 24 back,
right?
But that's to be determined because I want to see firsthand what Kendall Briles can do with him because he's pretty much went on record saying he's going to build his offense around Lanorris and the playmakers. He's not going to ask him to do anything that Lanorris can't do within his ability. So I'm going into the season like Billy Cole said, that guarded optimism, not getting my hopes up too high, kind of don't buy into a lot of the fluff that, Beamer puts out there because we all know he puts a lot of it out there on social media and things like that. So
sure.
I'm going to kind of try to, even though I'm a pessimistic person, I'm going to try to stay a little optimistic about the offense this season. Try not to get too high, not too low on it because it's new. It's going to be a new system, a new offensive line coach.
Well, you can't eat the sugar cookie before it's done cooking.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to try to keep my guard up, and as far as the way I look at the offense and how they go during the spring practice, spring game, fall camp, things like that. I'm not going to get. I guarantee you, my prediction video for next season is not going to be as good as, or not going to be as high as the one last season, or this previous season. So, but I'm excited for Kendall Briles to come to see what he can do with Lanorris. Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at on it.
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I do have one caveat here, though. Rumor has it, I hadn't seen any numbers or anything of that nature. And NIL, that's a wide spectrum. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Garnet Trust pays a little bit. I think the school pays a little bit. Outside donors and companies pay a little bit. My thing is this. I didn't see anything worth $3 million from a quarterback this past year. Not a thing. I didn't even see a $500,000 quarterback. I didn't. But I have to take into account, and we all do, that we had a play caller that was old school, not caught up with the times. We had an offensive line that's been atrocious for 5 or 6 years. I would love to see him come back ultimately. I would. But with that being said, he's in negotiations for, I guess, a contract or whatever it is. We pay a man $3 million, and your offensive coordinator is only making 2.1 or 2.1, whatever it is. I just don't see that kind of production. Maybe I'm wrong. Going to Kendall Browse, I love to hire him. I want him to be successful. Hell, I want Beamer to be successful for the young men, for the players in the program, for us fans.
Yeah.
I want us to have something to cheer about. But at the end of the day, we all said last year, beginning of the year, what was 15th, 13th, whatever we were ranked, I can't remember. Somewhere along those lines. It was all bull. You and I have discussed that numerous times, and I think we did it publicly. But I am not going to get caught in the sauce. I'm not going to do it because I just think when I look at other teams that took steps forward with less talent, we took steps backwards with more talent, and that is concerning to me.
Yeah. You spot on talking about the pay for Lanorris, $3 million. There was not $3 million worth of product put on the field last year from him.
No.
So I'm curious to find out what he's negotiating and how much, honestly, and what kind of stipulations. I mean, there's got to be stipulations to paying these young men this kind of money. There's got to be some kind of performance, in my opinion. They need
like a performance bonus. You would think so, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I think it needs to be anyway. More of a performance bonus instead of an NIL pay. I mean, because like we saw last year, I mean, he didn't earn $3 million.
Oh no,
or whatever it was. I don't care who you are.
Nowhere even close. And I know we got backed against the wall in the offseason of last year because of his performance of 24.
Mm-hmm.
And especially right in the end, at the end of the season, that's when his performance really amped up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were schools out there with more money than our school has, or more NIL, should I say, not just money, but NIL, throwing that kind of figures at him to get him to stay at home. But once you pay that and you're not getting that kind of production for that kind of money, personally, I think South Carolina's in a good spot for a hell of a contract renegotiation of a lesser value.
Yeah, they got some leverage, actually, if you think about it. Yeah. Because we got guys in the room that can step up, that can step in.
And I haven't touched on that, and I was going to. You know what? If a man walked in the door, let's just talk about Nico. I'm gonna leave you. He did that. Josh Heupel told him to kick rocks. And believe it or not, I think Josh was right by doing it. I think he did it morally instead of financially. His decision, it was, you're doing us wrong. That's not what we agreed on. So morally, he stood by his morals. I say all that to say this. Man, who's to say that we don't have the next up and coming on our roster already?
Yeah,
or the one that's coming in next month.
We don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know.
And none of us know. So when they throw these figures of whatever this contract's going to be, there's a lot of people say, oh, he's worth every dime of that. Nobody else can take his place. Well, how do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know? We ain't seen nothing. We didn't see nothing last year.
Yeah, we can't watch practice.
Outside of a little bit here and there at the end of the season, that's all we saw of them. So we don't know what we got on the roster, honestly.
No, and unfortunately, if Lanorris goes to the NFL, if he makes it to the NFL, which I'm not so sure, if he has a year like he had last year, do I think he'll still make it? Yeah, because of his intangibles.
Yeah.
His size and speed. But that just alone, but he's not going to make $3 million a year in the NFL drafted in the 6th, 7th round.
No.
Or being a free agent sign on.
No.
So why would we hold our cards? Why would we give all the cards to him when we possibly got someone better on roster or someone coming in next month that we could spread the wealth with them? That's the issues I have with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's just like you or I, man. If we go to work every day and the boss is going to give us a big bonus and we decide we ain't going to work all year, you think we're going to get that bonus? No. It's the same thing with him. He didn't do nothing last year. Not enough to earn that $3 million. I would, it wouldn't be right. So, he definitely, or the university definitely got leverage to use if they decide to use it. It depends on how enamored they are with him and how much they want to keep him in Columbia.
Right.
That's what it's going to take. Now, if they want to play it right, like you said, they got leverage because he didn't do shit last year to earn that $3 million. That wasn't a $3 million performance last year.
No, I would, and I don't think you would disagree. It was probably 100, 200,000, which is a hell of an income for most people, Yeah.
But then you got to look at the Nico factor too, man. That started it all. Giving that man $8 million, whatever it was, over 4 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of set, I guess, kind of like a tone for these quarterbacks, and they think they deserve, that kind of money. When, like I said, in fact, it should be more performance based instead of what you think you deserve. Because hell, I think I deserve more than I make now, but that ain't up to me. That's
right. And I think that's part of the problem with college football. And anybody's just getting in here, we're talking about Lanorris Sellers coming back to South Carolina, giving our opinion on it. I think that's a huge problem with college football is because there's so many agents and lawyers involved in it now, and they're going to go out to seek as much money as possible for their client, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do because the more money they seek, the more money they make, right? But ultimately, there's a reason why I don't like the NFL. Because the NFL, that is their full-time job. They go to work at 8 in the morning, they get off at 5 or 6 in the evening, and then you have a season. And then you see from the season what they have on the field. Well, average NFL coach makes anywhere from $10 to $13 million a year. Well, you might have a player out there making 20. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think our product, albeit I call it, it's a pre-NFL is what it is now. I just think they've diluted the product on the field because Lanorris played like he didn't care because he still got his money this year. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to take the hell with this. Our team sucks. Our line sucks. My offensive coordinator's been fired. My offensive line coach has been fired. It's the best we got. I ain't going out here and getting hurt. Again, my opinion on it.
That's the way it seemed this past year. That's the way it seemed. Like he played, he got his money, and that was just it. Going back to this offense, man.
Okay.
The wide receivers is going to play a key part as well in Lanorris being successful, and the running backs. So hopefully we can land some big studs in the transfer portal as far as running back. I think we got enough wide receivers, unless any of them start transfer. I think we got some good wide receiver core. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to pick up another one if there's a good one out there. But But I think that'll help Lanorris take some of the pressure off this year. And I don't know, man. Going back to the money, it's just I'm just interested to hear what they're going to pay him. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be in the millions, but at the end of the day, I don't think, again, like I said, I think the ball's in South Carolina's court because the way he played this year, I don't think you're going to see a Lane Kiffins of the world throwing $2 or $3 million at him so they can be like, all right, we paid you $3 million, 3.1, whatever it was. You gave us a $400,000 effort. So,
yeah,
this is all we're going to do this year. But at the end of the day, again, I just don't think they should go back, pay that kind of money. They should spread the wealth. And you know, it's almost sad. You know, it's almost sad that it's come to this because, first of all, they got free housing. They got free meals, nutrition every day. They got a damn barbershop. They got a free place to work out every day. They got tutors that they don't pay for that comes in and helps them test. And now you're paying somebody $3 million and they go on the field and they give you in my opinion, a 65% effort. You know.
Yeah, I have no problem with him getting paid. I mean, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what we're talking about here because I think they should get paid something, but you got to put out the performance. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's what I would. If I was paying him, I would expect that. I mean, that's just how it is. So
for sure, and I mean, and I agree with you. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you know, unfortunately, it only lasts about 4 months.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they need to get paid because they are the product, and that's what brings the eyeballs to the sport.
Yeah.
They do need to get paid. But you talk about paying a damn high schooler, a 20-year-old, $3 million a year? Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've always said, but I've said this before, I mean, there need to be limitations to it and guidelines and more performance based than anything else. So
well, that and or you know, you could even because we're basically adapting a wild west NFL model. Why don't we adapt the salary cap? I mean, LSU went out and made it bluntly obvious to get Lane Kiffin. They're going to give him $25 million a year to get players. All right, we'll go to the NFL and say, hey, we have no more salary cap. The Cowboys would be the national champions, win the Super Bowl every year because Jerry Jones has got enough money to go out and buy his team every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the teams in California, same way. But at the end of the day, it's getting ridiculous, and I'm glad he's coming back. I am. But if we stoop to paying him $3 million for what he just did, that's kind of, in my opinion, that's kind of a lot of my videos and everybody that knows me, I've said this numerous times. Why are we paying a coach $8 million and he's a glorified special teams coordinator? It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Who negotiates these, I guess, deals? Do you know?
Lawyers and agents. And coaches got a big part in it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. Is Beamer part of it? Is
the
OC part of it? Is the AD
I really
part
don't think
of it?
OC has much to say about it. I think it's more of the, you know, the legality side of it, along with his representation. And the coach, to my understanding, the head coach has a lot to do with swaying, like the Garnet Trust and where the money comes from.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And the AD's involved as well.
So I'm trying to figure out if Beamer's heavily involved in this, is what I'm trying to figure out.
To my understanding, the head coach plays the biggest role in these negotiations.
That kind of worries.
I mean, think about it.
Honestly.
If Lane Kiffin made his decision not because of his salary, but he made it because they offered him $25 million a year for talent acquisition, then that tells me that damn head coach has got a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Whew, that's a little scary on my thoughts.
Yeah.
We know how much Beamer loves Lanorris, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they will. I don't know if they're going to release any contract numbers or figures or whatever. But I'd be interested to see what the final numbers would be.
Whether they release it where they want everybody to see it or not, it will come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once I see it come out, then I'll yeah.
But before we go any further, we're 20 minutes into this deal. I apologize. I've been sick all week. I apologize the way I sound. Welcome, Gamecock Chuck, my good friend, co-host, as always, and Mr. Todd Gwynn's in the chat. He's the only person in the chat. What in the world?
I know, man. People don't want to talk today, I guess.
Yeah, we got, 14, 15 people in here, and Mr. Todd's the only one. Although we appreciate you, Mr. Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all get in the chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know. And we about to open these lines up and get y'all's opinion on everything we're talking about as far as the new hires and Lanorris coming back. And nobody knows what the negotiated amount's going to be and whether you agree or disagree with his, his performance last year. So y'all get in there so we know y'all here. Real quick, let's switch subjects if you don't mind. I'm going to let you take this one away. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say Brady Hunt's coming back for another year. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
So we got Brady Hunt coming back. Hopefully we'll hear something about Dillon and Nick Harbor, which I think Nick Harbor's coming back. I think he'd be a fool to walk away from Columbia in that system.
I don't see. All right, here's the thing. Take money out of the equation. He's going to get drafted. We all know that. Just intangibles that he's got. He's going to get drafted. But if I'm sitting here going, all right, I had the best season I've had thus far. I wasn't targeted enough. I had way less yards than what I thought I would have.
Yeah.
And I go over here and find out that Kendall Browse is going to be our coordinator. And I go watch a little bit of research on what he likes to run. I'm like, dude, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
he can't make. My thing is this. Kendall Browse, Joe Blow, Johnny on the corner, whoever it is, they can't make our position players or our offense any worse than what it just was.
Yeah.
It can only get better.
Yep. Like I said in my last video, man, if we had a confident offensive coordinator, he'd have been a 1,000-yard receiver last year. Let's be real.
He should have been a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah,
very easy.
And that's what I'm saying. This year, he would be, I guess, foolish. No, I don't want to call him a fool, but I'm saying he'd be crazy to walk away from a great opportunity to elevate his game and potentially make more money at the next level.
Yeah.
I think Kendall Browse and his system will do that for Nick Harbor, unless he just comes in and regresses back to his year one where he can't figure out how to catch a football. That'd be the only anomaly that would happen.
and that would be hard to fathom that would happen.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. He would be kind of crazy to step away, and I think that's why he's going to come back. Him and Lanorris, Jaden, all them guys, man. Dre, I think it's going to be a special year for the wide receiver room as long as everything lines up the way it should with that offensive line coach we got. Excited for him to. I want to see the stats go down as far as that. So.
The one thing I did like about him is his demeanor. He looks like a no bullshit kind of guy, kind of like a Sean Elliott.
Looks like a quiet Sean Elliott.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to sit here and talk. Hey, I'm ready to get to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got that vibe from him too. Just listening to his press conference, he didn't want to say nothing really. Just hey, glad to be here. Let's get to work.
Yeah, Damon Wilson joined us in on the chat. Welcome, Chuck Dealmaker. What's up? Nothing much. What's up with you, buddy? The issue is the O-line. He says that worries him. Man, it's been worrying me for 5 years. We also need to hit the portal aggressively in that point. Yeah, I think, in all honesty, the two areas of target in the portal should be offensive line and running back.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's my opinion. Some people could disagree, but that's my concern.
Oh yeah. I mean, O-line's always been a concern. Chuck, or Damon, he hit it right. I mean, it's always been an issue. It's been an issue. Hell, even when Spurrier was here a little bit towards the end, it was an issue, but not as bad as the Muschamp and the Beamer era. But yeah, I mean that's a concern. We definitely need to hit the portal and get some of these big offensive linemen that we targeted before in high school that we missed out on. That's in the portal now that could be a big help on the offensive line, and then running back. I mean, we only got what, a Gustave, Fuller, Howell, and that's if everybody stays. I mean, the transfer portal don't open up till January. These kids or these young men are going home for the holidays. They're going to be around people that's going to try to influence their decision.
Correct.
And you don't know what you'll get coming back when school comes back into session.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of Gamecock talking heads. You know, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, it looks like we've lost what we've lost, this, that, and the third. No, dude. They ain't even gone home around their family, their friends, got their opinion on it. There's still a lot to come out. It possibly could. I hope it doesn't, but there's a very big possibility that it could, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you got these exit interviews. Yeah, Beamer may come out and say, yeah, they were all good and positive. But when you get home, you got your buddy on the street corner. Oh, man, go play for this school. They're a lot better. They can get you to the next level. They're going to make you famous and get you a lot of money. You're going to have all these people chattering in their ear that you're going to have to, you know, combat with. You don't even know if they're going to still be sold to you by the time, you know, school gets, come back into session. So,
and I look at it like this, Chuck, personally, you know, running business for many years, me personally. If I heard someone was leaving to go somewhere else, I would call them into my office to have a meeting with me, right? Yeah. And I'd say, hey, now there's several different directions you can go in a meeting like that. All right. The first direction you're going to go is, are you looking to go somewhere else? That answer, chances are going to be yes or no. So if it's yes, then you have to come with the question of, why are you looking? Is there something that we're doing as a company that you don't like, that makes you want to leave? Or is it just finances, just money? So when you ask that question, you have to be prepared to answer. So whatever answer they give you, you have to be prepared to either offer them more money if that's somewhere you want to stay, or stand up and shake their hand and say, God bless you, we can go ahead and part ways right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to find out what changed their mind.
Yes.
What changed their mind. And I think the biggest persons that influence is their like their relatives, man. Not per se their mom and dad, but like cousins and uncles and down the line that want to see them get famous so they can kind of, live off of their,
Yeah, I mean, your childhood best friend that you played T-ball and Pop Warner with all the way up to you went to college and they didn't get a chance. That plays an influence in it.
Yeah. Oh, why don't you go to this school? This school right here is really good. They're going to have a lot coming back next year. They got a good opportunity to win whatever conference. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot that you're going to have to combat. That's what Shane Beamer's up against right now.
And the days of, I grew up a Gamecock fan, Clemson fan, LSU fan, Florida fan, whatever fan you were, that was your home school, went to games there. That's out of the window.
Oh yeah. Now it's all about the money. Who can pay me?
Yeah.
Who can get me to the next level? Who can pay me? And that's where we are now. Like you're right. There's no more loyalty to a program or to a school.
Yep.
No matter who you grew up, you can grow up rooting for Clemson and go to Texas. Yeah. That's just how it is nowadays.
And why would you go to Texas and move that far away from your family? Well, simple. Money make you do stupid stuff. Yeah.
So,
with all that being said, we'll come back to the off season of football. I'm going to let you take this one away because this is your alley. I'm going to let you talk for a few minutes. I'm going to give you my opinion, but as the South Carolina men's and women's Gamecock YouTuber, what's your opinion of the men's basketball team?
Oh, Lord. I'm trying to think of something positive.
No, put it out there. I mean, say it.
I I don't even know where to begin, man. I mean, they are the men. Let's go and start with the men. They struggling. They struggling offensively. Yesterday they shot. I didn't get to watch the game last night because I couldn't get it on my TV for whatever reason. But last night they shot 23 three-pointers against a Citadel team. They barely won the rebound margin, 40-32. And like I said, offensively they're struggling, man. They're struggling. They got a lot of people that want to shoot three-pointers. Got a lot of people just standing around looking at the basketball come off the rim. Got no inside presence. It seems like everybody. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody wants to live out there on the perimeter. And I guess that might be the cool thing to do nowadays in basketball. I don't know. I guess maybe the days of crashing the board and getting rebounds are over. I don't know. I guess it's all about one shot and done and get back on, transition defense. But that's where we are, man. The men's basketball team they're lacking. It's not like they're lacking size. They got size. They got 2 7-foot guys. They got a 6'9" guy, whatever. But they got size. That's not the issue. I think the issue is the willingness to get in there and dirty up the game and get scrappy and get the loose balls and take an elbow to the face occasionally if you have to, trying to get that rebound. And I think that's the problem with the men's team. They just don't want to be aggressive. They don't want, like I said, they all want to live out around the three-point line no matter what. I mean, we got a 7-foot center that wants to shoot three-pointers. Every time he gets in the paint, he looks to pass it.
Hey, you preaching to the choir. So with all that being said, and I agree 100% with everything you just said, okay? Last night's win should have been a loss. Just the fact that we were more.
I didn't even watch it. I couldn't even get the game on my TV for whatever reason. I couldn't.
No, it should have been a loss. We were outplayed, just not out talented.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I said on my. I did the football game last night, that bowl game. I'm glad I didn't watch it because I probably would have been real pissed off.
All right, as a Gamecock fan, and you know how we are. Somebody's always to blame, right? Someone's always to blame. So, in your professional opinion, and you know I adore your opinion on basketball more than I do anyone else's, especially Gamecocks. Is it a recruiting problem? Is it a coaching problem? Is it a finance problem? Or is it just plumb a school problem?
I mean, I don't know what their budget is for NIL. I don't know anything about that.
I mean, if we're paying a $3 million quarterback, that $1 million of that could have went to the basketball program, and it's not. Or does Dawn say we got, a $15 million? Let's just, and I'm throwing numbers out there. I wouldn't think it'd be $15 million for basketball. Let's just say $10 million. Dawn's getting 80 to 10, and they're getting 2.
Yeah. I think it has to do more with money and finances. Like you said, I mean, you can only get better if you got money to put into it. You can only make a product better if you got something to put into it. And I think Lamont, I like Lamont.
I do too.
I do. And I think he's just been shorthanded with the money and the resources that Dawn don't get. And I understand that because Dawn's brought 3 championships to Columbia. I get that.
Well,
but in order to elevate the men's program, guess what? You got to start putting money into it. You got to start investing, or you ain't gonna get nowhere. Now, from a production standpoint, I don't think it's coaching, no. But I can't say that 100% because I'm not in the room with Lamont. I'm not on the court with him, listening to him coach these guys. It could be an effort thing. I mean, if all your players are standing on the outside looking at the shot go up, that's an effort issue. That's an effort issue.
Yeah, and I agree. Let me say this. You've been to many games. I've been to many basketball games. And I'm not saying anything negatively towards Dawn or the girls.
Yeah.
But when you have a university, the biggest university in the state of South Carolina, and the leader of your athletic department is women's basketball, I don't think that's a problem because I think they should get all the applause that they need. The problem is that shouldn't be the leader. everybody else should level up. You're not going to go in CLA. I'm telling you, you're not going to go in CLA, and the bottom bowl is not fully packed, and I'm talking about fully, not an empty seat in the house. And the top bowl, at least half, if not 3/4, and sometimes 100% as well for a women's basketball game. You can go to men's. Hell, you can buy the nosebleeds up there at the lights, and you can go down and sit floor side.
Yep, that's what I was just getting ready to say. I was there last Tuesday for the Virginia Tech game, and I told my son, I said, we should have bought the cheaper seats. And just because right about 5 minutes into the game, they said, all right, everybody in the upper deck, come on down to the lower bowl. Like, what the hell? So you got people paying, I don't know, 30 or 40% cheaper than I did that gets to come down and sit 3 or 4 rows ahead of me. I'm like, what the heck, man? That makes no sense. But, yeah, I mean, going back to the money aspect, yeah, you can't expect, as Gamecock fans, we can't expect greatness unless we start investing. The athletic department needs to start investing in the basketball program.
But then
I think we got a good one there. We just got to get the money in there. We got to get the players in there.
But then that goes back to the business side of it that I question and I don't know the answer to, because South Carolina won't release it. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, they're in a lawsuit because of it, because they won't release it. But, you know, let's just say South Carolina's got, I don't know, shoot, let's throw it out there. We all know how much money football brings in, a lot of money. Then you have the rev share package that comes in. So let's just say we're sitting on $50 million. Let's just use a round number, $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just hired one of the hottest offensive coordinators in football right now. Right now.
Yep. You
paid him $2 million a year. You got a quarterback we all know makes $3 million. Probably the program, Garnet Trust, is probably responsible for about half. The rest of it's probably deals from outside private entities.
Yeah.
Are we spending all of our money on football and getting a excuse my language, a half-ass product? And the other largest part of it's going to women's basketball, which we all know what that's going to be. I mean, that's going to be great, but we're going to touch on that in just a second. And then the rest of the sports are just kind of washed out and washed down.
Yeah, that's the way it looks like. That's what it seems from the outside. Stephen Dandy made a good point, and I didn't even touch on that, but the domination in the paint, man. That's when I go back to the 3-point shot. Everybody wants to hoist up a three, and everybody wants to stand outside the arc, wanting to shoot a 3-pointer. We got nobody to dominate the paint, and he's right. At that Virginia Tech game, they were eating us up in the paint.
But we got a 7-footer that's in the paint.
But he won't. No. All of them wants to step out and shoot a three. All of them wants to step out and shoot a three. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, do you think that the loyalty of the Gamecock fans start screaming that we need a change at men's basketball head coach?
Oh, yeah, there's some already doing that. Yeah. There's some already doing it on X. I mean, I see it all the time. But I don't think that's the problem, though, man. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's all financial.
So you go back to his financial, which goes into recruiting.
Yeah.
And we're paying peanuts, and people are paying more than what we are to get the recruiting. So we're playing with what we got, basically.
Yep, exactly. I mean, when we can only afford to get a MEAC player instead of a Power 4 player, that's where we at. I mean, you can only spend so much money on what you got. You can't give a guy something you don't have when it comes to pay. You can't promise him $3 million if you can only give him $100,000. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, and that's where I think we are with the men's basketball. What's up, Paul? I think that's where we are with the men's basketball problem. I think it's more of the NIL stuff. We don't have the money, as far as I know. Now, I might be wrong. I don't know the whole business side of it and the financial side of it, but the way it seems, we don't have the money to go out and get that Power 4 talent. We have to resort to somebody from a lower level.
Again,
a G5 kind of guy.
And anybody that's just getting in here, we're talking about men's basketball. We started with football. We're going to go back to football, but we're talking about men's basketball right now. Is it that we don't have the money, or we're not delegating the money to men's basketball? Because I believe that's the point.
Yeah.
I think the money's there. We have just as much as any other school. I'll give you an example. Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. North Carolina. You know, these blue bloods. Hell, Indiana. Well, somewhere along the line, Indiana figured out we need to get the football head coach as big a person. You know, what you've got 10 people, 11 people on roster of basketball. Well, damn, if he's getting X amount of dollars for 11, this guy's got a 85 just scholarship. He's got 85. We need to give him the same amount of money. And look what Indiana's done. Well, North Carolina, they ain't done it. Kentucky, they ain't done it. And it looks like South Carolina's spending their money on football and women's basketball, but yet we have a washed down product in football, and our men's basketball is trash. You know what I mean? I think it's management of delegation of the funds. I don't think it's we don't have it. I just don't think it's managed in the right areas.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know any aspects of the financial situation, what we got, what we had to give out, but that's what it looks like. I mean, we're not going after. We may be going after these big Power 4 players from other conferences, Power 4 conferences, but it doesn't seem like we're getting any of them, you know. And to me, that seems like it's more financial than anything. It's not that we can't sell them. I mean, I think Lamont's a great coach.
I think he's a hell of a guy. So do I. So do I think about Beamer.
Yeah.
But I don't think Beamer, you know, we're 5 years into this deal. I just don't think he's a head coach at this level. I don't.
Yeah.
But I do believe Lamont Paris is. I do. I believe that.
Paul said he'd rather have a better baseball program over basketball. I want to see all the programs elevate, Paul.
I do too.
Why can't we elevate all of them? Why do we have to pick and choose?
I played baseball, you know, growing up. My I guess you would call my sport. I love South Carolina baseball unconditionally. Been to many games. Many games. I would rather go to a baseball game than I would go to a football game. Just because it's less crowd, it's laid back, you know, all the things.
Yeah, basketball and baseball is my speed.
Yeah. But with that being said, there again, let's talk about our award-winning sport, women's basketball. Women's basketball is our award-winning sport. You know, we've been right there in the national talk for, goodness, 8 years? 8 years in a row now. And I don't think we have the team to even get us there this year. I don't. When Chloe went down, that was an integral part of our team. That was experience, somebody that's been there in the lights, that knows how to play ball, don't mind getting rough and tough. She went down. Everybody said, no, it's going to be fine. Watkins is gone, whatever she's doing. And now we're having injuries on top of injuries or sicknesses or whatever the hell's going on. I heard one was a sickness and I heard another was an injury, but no, she got sick. It wasn't an injury. So, I mean, I think we're losing leverage there too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's up with the women's basketball program. I haven't watched the last couple games. I've been busy working and things, so I really hadn't had a chance to stay up and watch them.
I will tell you this. I haven't watched the last couple full games, but I do go back and try to find it online and watch it, the highlights of it. We're not a dominant smash mouth team. No. We're just not.
Do I think we have the team to make it to the championship? No, I honestly don't.
No,
I'll be honest with you. I think we're missing something, and I don't know what it is yet. I ain't figured it out yet. I think we still got to. The good thing about this team is the schedule's not as daunting as it has been in the past.
Correct.
We don't play like a Stanford, I guess, of the days. We don't play UConn. We don't play we did play UCLA, didn't we? Did we play UCLA? I can't remember now.
Yes, we did.
My point is we don't play a lot of the big name schools like we used to. Like Don would always set up a tough schedule to get us ready for the playoffs or for the NCAA tournament. This year, it wasn't that case. And I think she knew that going into the season. She knew what her roster was, what her limits was. She knew what she was bringing in for the portal in high school, and she knew she had to get them, I guess, accustomed to playing her style. So I think she knew what she had. She knew she didn't have a dominating big on the bench or at South Carolina. She knew she had to bring one in, and it takes a little bit of time for her to get, accustomed to her playing style and to learn, what she would do, how she would fit in the own system. Basically.
Do you agree that Chloe going down was very, very big, not in a good way?
I think it hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely miss Chloe as a piece, but yeah, I think it's the fact that we're missing her and Ashlyn. The roster's not as full as I would like it to be.
So let me ask you this question, because I can't figure this out. Maybe I can't read it the right way. Is Ashlyn coming back, or is she done and done?
She is taking a year off from school, the way they phrased it, for personal issues. Now, you know how, you was a, 18, 19, 20-year-old young adult when you was young, and you made decisions and stuff, different things influenced you or whatever. Maybe you was thinking about doing this and you did that instead. We don't know what's going on around her, if she's going to come back to school or not. I hope she does, just for the whole educational part of it. Come back and get her degree and everything. But we really don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't know what kind of people she's around, where she lives. So.
Okay, so you do agree with me, though, and then we're going to go back to football because we just had a big surge in viewership for whatever reason. Don't know if somebody else was on today or whatever. If y'all want to get in, everybody's in the chat. If you're in here watching, just say hello in the chat so we know you're in. We appreciate you. But if you want to come in and talk on the show, we're talking about men's basketball, women's basketball, and the return of Lanorris Sellers. What's everybody's opinion on that deal? The only person I don't want to come in to comment on that is David Green.
I don't even know if David Green's on here. He might be lurking in the background. Who knows?
No, if he was on here, he'd be done made a smart comment to one of us.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we all know your opinion, David. You think we should take him to the trash dump and throw him away.
But I'm excited to see the game today. I'll be doing the live reaction to it here at 3:30. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. There's been a lot of, like you said, sickness, injuries, things like that. So I honestly don't know who's going to be playing today. I haven't looked at it. So hopefully all of them's back. They're supposed to be on the roster. Hopefully we got our roster back with Tessa and Agat, all them. And I don't know. We'll see. Should be a good matchup today against Penn State. I don't know a whole lot about them. But I do know they like to turn the ball over from what I read. So if we can get them turned over a lot, we could probably get out and dominate that game. But who knows? Who knows? So I'll be doing that game. So, yeah. Well,
we got about 10 more minutes on here before you got to run and go do that game. And, everybody's, again, I'm under the weather. I apologize to everybody if y'all hear me coughing, sneezing. Sorry. Whatever jumped on me has been on me for a few days. But that being said, we're going to go back to where we started. Lanorris Sellers is returning. He's in contract negotiations. So my opinion is I'd love for the young man to come back. He didn't do great last year. Could be offensive line wise, could be play calling wise. But no matter what it wasn't a $3 million a year performance, which is what he was paid last year. So if he's being negotiated right now, in my opinion, South Carolina has the upper hand here. We agree that the money's not put into men's basketball. That's one reason why men's basketball is down, and we're just having illness after injury after illness in women's basketball, and we're spinning our wheels. So,
But yeah, like you said, somebody come on in here. Let's talk about it. I know everybody's got a different opinion on what we got. Come on in here, Paul. You usually have a good analysis on things. But yeah, my opinion about Lanorris, yeah, we will see which one we get. We're going to get the 24 Lanorris, we're going to get the 25 Lanorris, or we're going to get something different. We'll see. But I'm interested to see the pay, how much he's going to get. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing for me to need to check out.
And I would like to hear Paul's opinion why he would rather have a better baseball team than anything men's or women's of basketball. Just out of curiosity, maybe it's just because that's the sport he prefers. There he is. Let's add Paul to the stage. Give me a second, Paul. Here you go. You there, buddy?
What's going on? Y'all talked me into coming on the show today.
That wasn't hard to do, though.
But no, I heard that news about Lanorris, and what's crazy to me, I don't know if y'all seen it. It seems like there's a lot of hate on social media about, outside of the Gamecock community about him coming back to South Carolina, and I kind of think that's crazy. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it. And you're talking about outside of our community.
Yeah, just like people in national media or whatever.
Yeah. Now listen, as loyal Gamecock fans, I understand. Like David Green, one of our great friends, just always in here with us. He thinks Lanorris is the biggest part of our problem offensively this year. Well, I will say this. I don't agree with that 100%, but I do think $3 million for a quarterback is not what we got. You know what I mean? We had offensive line issues. We had play calling issues. We had running back issues. So, but no, he did not give the same effort and enthusiasm that I saw in 2024. Now, the outside people talking, why are they even talking? You know what I mean?
I think they're mad because they want to be right. They want him to go to the NFL so they can say, hey, I got it right. He deserves to be in the NFL. He don't need to come back to college. I think that's what the outside media wants to hear. They want to hear him say, yeah, I'm going pro. So they can say, yeah, I called it. I want to be – you know how everybody wants to be right these days.
Man, he preseason, a month going into this season, we were ranked 13th, 15th, whatever it was. I called that BS to start with. Lanorris was a Heisman front runner.
Yep.
I'm even guilty of saying we got a Heisman front runner as a quarterback. Well, boy, I ain't seen none of it from when the toe met leather against Virginia Tech. It all went south.
Yep. So I think that's the problem with the media.
Yeah.
Like Beamer said, everybody wants to be first, right? Everybody wants to be first when they put out stuff. Everybody wants to be right. That's the world we live in now. So, and I think that's the issue with the media.
The good thing about YouTube, I can get on here and make my opinion, whether it's right or wrong. Don't matter. I'm coming back to do it again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nobody cares about our opinion.
So, Paul, tell me why you'd rather have a great baseball team rather than basketball. Is that just your sport?
Well, I like both, but I just feel like at South Carolina, it'd be easier to build the baseball to where championship level than basketball, just because of our history and everything like that. And I'm from North Carolina, so like I'm from the hoop state, right? But
right.
I'm just like, I don't know. I like baseball. And Founders Park's awesome place to go to some baseball games and everything. But I like what Chuck said too. It's like, why choose, right? Why can't we just have, everything rocking on all cylinders? But I think I've got hope that Jeremiah Donati, will kind of turn the athletics program around a lot. I mean, we've got some good sports. I mean, most of our sports, unfortunately, are, people don't really care about, like equestrian. Women's golf and men's golf have been doing pretty good this year.
And I follow those too.
Softball did good.
Yeah, softball almost went to the World Series last year, and that's first-year coach right there. I don't know.
I think Donati showed for the first time this year. Because, hey, listen, I don't care what anybody says. I'm just giving you my opinion. Shane Beamer did not hire Kendall Browse. Donati hired him. They knew each other. They had a relationship. They worked together. That's how that happened. So I think he is now shown that he's willing to get out there to be a winner. You know what I mean? And I also believe he hired Kendall Browse. I don't think Kendall Browse came here just to be an offensive coordinator. I don't. You let us slip up real bad middle of the season and see what the hell happens.
Yeah, I remember y'all were talking about that one of y'all shows. Was it Friday night? Maybe y'all were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to it back yesterday, and I was like, yeah, that's a good point of view. See, that's tricky. The thing that from my point of view, what I was thinking about is, it's as a coordinator, it's got to be a really tricky decision to go from, to come to South Carolina when, we had such a, terrible season and our coach is going to be on the hot seat. And, that's really you're really rolling the dice on your career. You're going to set yourself back a couple of years if you take this job and things don't pan out. But I would assume even if Donati didn't, even if Shane Beamer made the call, Donati definitely influenced him to a certain extent. And been like, hey, here's what we're doing, because realistically, this could be a very bad move for a coordinator if things don't turn out well, for us.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and I'm going to say this too. I think he's there for bigger reasons. I think that if we have excuse my language, a shit year, Beamer's out, he's going to have an opportunity. He'll be the front runner for the job. Why wouldn't you like to deal with the devil you know or the devil you don't know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no.
You don't want to go through this coaching search and pay all these firms all these millions of dollars to help you find a coach when you got the man on staff. I think that plays a part in it. And I also believe this. Go back and watch the introductory conference that they just had this week, Wednesday, I think it was.
Yeah, I watched it. I couldn't watch it live, the audio.
Watch how little Kendall had to say. Beamer was talking like they were introducing his ass for head coach again. Kendall said little. Offensive line coach said even less.
Yeah.
The damn running backs coaching, and Shane Beamer talked more than anybody.
Yeah.
It's almost like Kendall's like, I'm here. I'm getting paid to be here. But I'll be the head man talking next year, and y'all going to hear about hot dogs, construction in the stadium, and my wife's cookies. Y'all can hear about wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to touch back on what Paul said earlier about the baseball and basketball. And you're right. It's all about history. And we have history in baseball. We don't have that in basketball. And I get that. It would be a whole lot easier to elevate your baseball program back to that level than it is to get your basketball up to it. I see your point on that. But I say this, but I want all programs to be successful. I think we need to start elevating everybody, not just this program or that program. And,
well, let me ask Paul this real quick. Are you born and raised in North Carolina?
Yeah, pretty much. But I live about 15-minute walk from Williams-Brice Stadium now.
Okay, all right. I was born and raised in South Carolina, so was Chuck, and he now currently resides in North Carolina. But there's one thing about South Carolina that I can tell you, and these are just stone cold facts. From birth, if you're a boy in the state of South Carolina, there's three things you do. Number one is play baseball, and the other two are hunt and fish.
Yeah.
And that's just facts. I mean, if you look at our minor leagues, our Legion teams, our Dixie youth teams, we have great baseball talent in this state.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying the same about football, but baseball, it is eaten riddled with baseball talent. And I agree with you. Why the hell can't we get back to where we used to be?
Yeah.
Yep. We got the history. We got the money. We got the funds. Let's get it back to where we used to be.
Yep. Well, TRD said, "What's up, cooties?"
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Love you too. But fellas, we're gonna wrap it up. Chuck's about to go live at 3:30 for this basketball game. We appreciate everybody as always. If you're not subscribed to either channel, Sports Talk with the Deal Makers, myself, Gamecock Chuck, my best good buddy and co-host, and Paul right below us. Join his channel too.
I don't got no channel. I just watch everybody else's channel. I ain't got no time for making no Gamecock channels.
I'm gonna plug you anyway. How about that?
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh man. But GRD, what's up? But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Here we go. R said we can't get it back because they hired Billy Cole's roommate.
What'd he say?
He said we can't get the baseball program back because they hired Billy Cole's roommate as our head coach.
Well, basically, you say roommate. No, that's across the hall. At the
that was his Noah's Ark shipmate. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Chuck, you're exactly right. I've noticed. I think he meant you because you said that. Browse didn't say much, and I was saying myself that Beamer could be out after next season. Doesn't do well. So that was what you were saying.
Yeah, that was me saying it. It was just, it was bluntly honest that, or obvious. I said honest, obvious that the press conference, Beamer wanted all the limelight. Like he made the hire, and Browse had very little to say. Yeah. When I was growing up, Little League baseball in Sumter was taken very seriously. Hell yeah, they're all over the state. All over the state. I mean, you had Sumter, Camden, Dale May, Lake City, Florence. I could just name program after program that was like the Heat. And then you had I can't remember the Legion team of Florence. What's their name? It's not the Jets. It's the
no
I can't remember. Where I'm from, the Legion team down here is called Santee. Golly, what was their name?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. But anyway, I know you're about to go live on your channel, brother. We appreciate everybody as always. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. They say it means a lot. It's free of charge.
Yeah,
thank everybody.
Yeah, everybody, make sure you subscribe. Come on now, let's go.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Yep. Have a good one.
We thank you.